Johnny Radio.
If you like pina coladas.
On AM 560, 96.1 FM, and 87.7 FM. This hour of Sports 56 Happy Hour is brought to you by MemphisFarmers.com. Insurance coverage backed by a local agent and a brand trusted nationwide. We are farmers. MemphisFarmers.com.
Check it out right here.
Ladies and gentlemen, and now,
The only man to give death a near Johnny experience. Johnny Harden.
Yo, happy Wednesday. It's a hump day, baby. Welcome into Sports 56 Happy Hour. Your good buddy Johnny Radio is in his house. Gabe Coon is with me. What's up, G_Coon71? By the way, I got big number 71. I got big number 85, Russell Copeland, at the bottom of the hour. That's right. That means at 1:30, we are talking Tigers. We are talking about DK Metcalf. We're talking college football, NFL. We're talking it all with the man, Russell Copeland. And by the way, today is November 4th, is it not?
It is.
Happy birthday, Mr. Copeland. Russell's birthday is today. I got him on his birthday. That's pretty awesome. So everybody give him make sure you're listening, ready to rock and roll. The former Tiger great, Bills dude, and now analyst for all the road games with your Tigers, with also my buddy David Lotion. It's his birthday, so we're going to wrap at 1:30. We're going to talk about a little of this, a little of that, and a lot of fun things. Hardenwood. I wonder how many people could guess what I'm going to talk about during Hardenwood. I'm going to give you a hint. If you don't know, go Google what's going on in Oregon. It's pretty interesting. If you don't know, just ask anybody that's from Arkansas. They already know. But anyway, we have a very fun show. There's so much I need to tell you. We got the lead off with my good buddy Gabe Coon that we do every day. That's just flat out rocking. Hardenwood, Russell Copeland. We're going to have a lot of fun. And tomorrow night, the Packers are playing the 49ers. There is a question. The 49ers, Kendrick Bourne, he tested positive for coronavirus today. They shut down the 49ers facility. But as of last thing I saw 5 minutes ago, right before I came on air, it's still on. It's still on. So that means you'll hear the Packers at the 49ers right here at 7 o'clock on Sports 56, 98.5, and 96.1 FM. And you won't believe this, but we had an election last night. Did you know Tommy Tuberville is now a U.S. Senator?
I saw that.
Isn't that pretty dope?
I saw that.
Do you think he's got the best spiral of anybody in the Senate?
You would hope.
I would hope so.
You would
too.
hope.
I would hope so.
And then they asked this morning, it was kind of funny, they had a media availability with Nick Saban at Alabama, and they asked him.
I missed it.
They said, did you see last night that Coach Tuberville is now a senator in the state of Alabama? And he goes, yeah. And they go, well, would you ever consider running for office? He goes, absolutely not. So I guess Nick Saban put that out of the books.
Got to say, there's actually two people that won an election last night that I know. John McCrary, an alderman out in Germantown, and now Tommy Tuberville, a U.S. Senator. So do I got the inside, should I go and become a part of CNN or Fox News or something? I got the inside.
Isn't that usually how it works?
The government? Man, you get like a little inside information. No, I'm just kidding. Germantown alderman and Tommy Tuberville. That would work. No, but anyway, that is real. And it is something I just think is kind of cute. It kind of makes me think of Osborne. Anyway, also I got to say something. You know how Tennessee is legal in sports gambling, right? You know that, Gabe, right?
I have signed up on FanDuel, yes.
Oh,
I
my
do know
man.
that.
By the way, I got a 750. Never mind. Anyway, come on, FanDuel, give me my money. Now, it's on its way, by the way. They sent me a nice little cute thing.
48 hours. 48 hours.
Yep. Just requested it the other day. But anyway, point is, Maryland, Louisiana, and South Dakota also, do you know what they approved last night in their election?
Legal.
Sports gambling.
There it is.
Dude, so you know what? All you people who are worried about the election, there's a lot of good that came out of it. And we'll also talk about Oregon.
I like how you say a lot of good came out of it because they allow sports gambling now. That's the greatest thing.
Yeah, so
they
far.
could have done.
I was, by the way, I will tell you something. I was looking for the weed amendment on the ballot, and I didn't see it. Why are we still in the South not voting? Can we not have a say? We are part of, we're the constituents. Why can't we have like Prop 38 or whatever it was and Prop 19 and all those things? I want a proposition Let me vote on whether it's legal to smoke or not.
Is there there's still no medicinal in Tennessee, correct?
Nope.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's why everybody's got like a little shack over in Arkansas.
I'm sorry. I mean, like, seems overdue. Seems pretty overdue.
Pretty overdue. Speaking of overdue, did y'all hear about one other quick weird kind of thing that happened yesterday? They gave out gold gloves. Did you know that?
So, Rob Manfred.
Dude, did you know I'm a baseball lunatic. Do you know the only reason I know is because I was checking out Heidi Watney during the election? I was like, hey, I wonder which one's on MLB tonight. You know, there's nothing really going. Which beautiful lady do they have working? You know, so I took a little 15-minute timeout, and all of a sudden they're giving out gold gloves, and I'm going, what?
It's almost like Rob Manfred just like
wants you to not know baseball.
I was gonna say purposefully like sabotages himself sometimes.
I literally was thinking to myself, I am a baseball lunatic, and I am sitting here at Tuesday night at 10:45 finding out about the gold glove.
So who won them?
Oh,
Nolan Arenado, I saw for sure because
Max-
is his 8th in a row?
Oh, dude.
8th year in a row?
Okay, yes. And by the way, can I tell you a little secret about him? Is he not the best hitting third baseman who can also field his position like nobody's dang business? Heck yes, he is. Nolan Arenado. Now, I'm going to give you everybody real quick, but I wanted to say a shout out to this. The Atlanta Braves, Max Fried, he got his first gold glove for the Braves as a pitcher. You had Mookie Betts, right field, center field in the National League. You had Trent Grisham for the Padres, who can also crank it out, dude. He's going to be a great baseball player. He is somebody that, I mean, everybody in the Padres looks at Machado and, of course, the great one, Fernando Tatis. But, dude, watch out for Trent Grisham. Tyler O'Neill in left field. Tyler O'Neill, do you not think of him as yoked and hitting bombs? That's how I kind of think of O'Neill. I didn't know he was going to get a gold glove. I was shocked. Nolan Arenado tears it up at third base. Javi Baez for the Cubs.
Tyler O'Neill, former Redbird.
Dude, yeah, that's a good point.
How
Good
about
job,
it?
dude. That is another good point. And by the way, look about what Randy Arozarena did, former Redbird, what kind of series he had. Wow. Javi Baez for the Cubs. Colton Wong, another Redbird. He got it for second base. Now you had Anthony Rizzo for the Cubs at first, and then Tucker Barnhart for the Reds behind the plate. In the American League, Roberto Perez, the Indians, Evan White, the Mariners at first base. By the way, Roberto Perez, catcher, if y'all didn't know. Cesar Hernandez for the Indians at second. Shortstop, who do you think it was? J.P. Crawford. Shockingly, he stole it for the Mariners. I actually was kind of surprised about that. You had Alex Gordon left. You had Luis Roberts for the White Sox. Luis Robert, by the way. And then Joey Gallo, the monster. So the two that shocked me the most were Tyler O'Neill and Joey Gallo. When I think of Joey Gallo, I think of big strikeouts, and I think of big home runs. And then last but not least, Griffin Canning for the Angels. And nobody even knows who that pitcher is. Got a gold glove for them.
But next time, hopefully Rob Manfred and the MLB don't run into this, but don't announce any type of award on election night. It's just it's not smart.
In all honesty, it was unbelievable. It was unbelievable that they did it last night. It's like he's like, hey, do you know any better way to fly under the radar? Like, we can be like, think about if you're a F-15 fighter. We're going stealth mode, or no, not F-15. What are they? Stealth bomber? I don't know. I'm not a Wolf machine. But I will tell you one thing. I did see that thing in Brockmire where the girl took enough Adderall. She said she could fly a fighter pilot with her brain. But anyway, it is time for me to get started. Thank you to Memphis Farmers and Chad Gatlin. That's memphisfarmers.com. Auto, home, life, business, renter's insurance, whatever you think. You want the power of farmers and the knowledge of Memphis? You go to memphisfarmers.com. You get Chad Gatlin. You solve all your problems. You're taken care of. Call him at 901-235-1176, 901-235-1176. That's memphisfarmers.com. Gabe, I'm in the box.
This might be my favorite day of the year so far. Maction
weather,
is back, but I'm gonna ask you about that in a second. Maction is back, but I'll get to that. I want to start in the NBA as Shams Charania has reported that the NBA Players Association will vote as soon as tomorrow or Friday on a Christmas week start, December 22nd, namely, And then also there's a possibility of January 18th where they would be able to get a little bit more rest before starting the season. Of course, December 22nd allows them to fill the local TV contracts. They get 72 games in. They need to get 70 in, so they would get that revenue. Which one of these, talking about December 22nd or January 18th, do you believe is more feasible for the players? December 22nd, where they would be able to get their TV contracts fulfilled, or January 18th, where they could possibly get a little bit more rest in before the season starts?
All right, let me tell you a little secret. You got 2 teams that were in the finals, 2 other teams that got knocked out in the semis. Guess what? That's 4 teams that realistically might need a little rest. The rest of the league and the teams that didn't even play in the bubble, they're ready to go. You can put a product out there, NBA. Everybody else has had to deal with COVID. You cannot give up. By the way, this is according to CBSSports.com. I looked it up. This isn't according to Shams. And they say that the fears of starting on the 18th of January could cost the NBA between $500 to, at the very high end, $1 billion. Now, realistically, if you go to other places like ESPN, they're just putting up it will be a difference in $550 million. But people are saying that it could be north of, $700 million, $800 million. I'm sorry. No. CBA, people, you got to talk to your teams and say, look, if LeBron James and the Lakers and Anthony Davis and Danny Green want to take the first month off, that is their choice. But we cannot cut our nose to spite our face. We cannot give in to a $500 million loss on the minimum, high end, a full dead gum billion. That is profit, yo. That is cash. That is money you need. You cannot do that. December 22nd is when you start. Those other 4 teams that played a long time and had to deal with COVID, if they want to let LeBron and AD and Danny Green, the old players, rest, so be it. That's their choice. I don't think you have a choice when you're facing a $1 billion loss.
I agree with that, but I have noticed this about the NBA through this pandemic, what they did in the bubble. They're not too worried about big economic impacts on their league right this second. At least they haven't been here in 2020. But I will say, if you can go get that TV contract money, you got to go get it. Now, it's interesting because you have 8 teams who have been out since March. If they ain't ready, they better be able to play right now.
That's what I'm saying.
Literally
That's
today.
Made for them.
But the other 22 are going to have a short turnaround. But in this world of a pandemic, in this world of COVID-19, you have to work around certain things.
Do you know how long it's been since people have seen the Golden State Warriors? You don't think fans want to see Golden State? You put them on Christmas Day. You don't have to put the Lakers. You've got teams that you can go showcase. Do your job. Collect your cash. Simple as that.
I think the players need to get on board with that as well, but we will see what happens with that. Again, the vote is tomorrow or Friday. Now, the Jets, Joe Douglas, GM, if you didn't know who he was, GM for the Jets, okay? They're 0-8, and he says the Jets' problems are not all on head coach Adam Gase. He went on to say the goal is to get it fixed together, talking about together with Adam Gase. And he also said that Adam Gase is not a part of the problem, but a part of the solution. So, you know how I feel. So all this nonsense that he spewed yesterday, do you think that Douglas is being PC, not trying to offend his coach at the time? Or do you think the Jets are actually thinking about keeping Adam Gase?
I think he is absolutely a lunatic. Woody's over in England being an ambassador. You got some general manager who I thought, he picked up Wims, he picked up Mekhi Becton. I thought he's done a pretty good job in that, regard. But if he's got to be, Adam Gase has got to have like a hookup out of Miami and get the best yayo. Because that is the only reason you would actually keep him. Because if it's football, it's a simple thing. Let me explain to you. It's either he has the best yay, because football, he is in 72 games, he has a 30-42 record. That is a 40, he only wins 40% of the game. He left in 2000, he coached 2016, 2017, 2018. They were 10-6 in his first year. They were 6-10 in his second year. And then he had an improvement of 1 game, and they were 7-10 in his last year. Since then, how's Miami look? Pretty solid. Adam Gase has left. Since the Jets got Adam Gase, they were 7-9 last year. They're 0-8. 0-8. 7-9, 0-8. 10-6, 6-10. What do you mean Adam Gase isn't part of the problem? What damn drugs does he have you on? I'm going to start calling, you know what Adam Gase's new nickname? Who's the cook in Breaking Bad? You never watched
I never
Breaking
watched
Bad?
Breaking Bad all the way through.
Man, me neither. 67129, hit me up.
Is it Walter? Is it
Walter White?
There it is.
Adam Gase is the Walter White of Yayo.
So I knew it, and you watched the whole thing all the way through Breaking Bad.
No, I didn't watch
But
the
again,
whole thing.
here's the thing I don't
I
understand.
made it 4 seasons, and then I changed.
I don't understand how Adam Gase isn't fired right now. I can I be honest?
He's
Like, because you
0-8.
look at their long-term investments. Mekhi Becton, who they drafted in the first round this year. Sam Darnold, who they drafted in the first round to be their
think Mims
franchise
is
quarterback. Look, you have already seen Adam Gase throw those guys into games when they were injured and got them re-injured. You have already seen him go 0-8. You call him an offensive guru. That's why he came in to the Jets, is because you thought he could coach offense. You've seen what Ryan Tannehill's done without him. But his offenses since 2015 have not ranked over 20th.
I got his rankings, actually, in offense.
They're
right here.
below 20th every single year since 2015 with him.
wanna
He's
hear
not
it?
an offensive guy anymore. The
wanna
NFL has passed him up, and I think if the Jets don't get rid of him this year, very soon, it will work to the detriment of that franchise for a long time.
You ready to hear where they rank since he's been a head coach in 2016? 24th, 29th, 30th, 25th last year, and dead last 32nd this year.
Yeah, he's an offensive guru. Isn't he?
Ooh.
Unbelievable.
Hey, his high water mark was 24 the first year he coached when he took over a Miami Dolphins team. That's his high water mark. 24th in the league.
How many times have I said this too? Is there a redeeming quality about that guy at this point?
Again, it's got to be.
It's got to be
why-
for them. You think it's
I straight up think it's because he has good coke. That's it. It's the only thing I can figure out, man. He's got all the guys in the Jets organization is janked, and he's the dealer, yo. Like, because realistically, we just proved that he's not a good coach, did we not?
Yeah, I mean,
if
and he
we
might
can do that,
naked pictures,
how can guys
maybe
get
naked
paid
pictures,
millions?
maybe naked pictures. You never know.
Naked pictures now today, like everybody's been on has a naked picture somewhere. You know what I mean?
After the iCloud hack.
After the iCloud, yeah, that's right. After the iCloud hack, like if it's a naked picture, people are like, so.
All right. Now we're gonna get to my favorite part here. Maction. It's back. The Mac has 6 games tonight, man. I am hype. I don't know about you.
I'm hype.
I've been waiting for this day since we knew college football was going to come back. You have Eastern Michigan against Kent State, Western Michigan against Akron, Ohio versus Central Michigan, Ball State versus Miami of Ohio, Buffalo versus Northern Illinois, and Bowling Green versus Toledo. The games will be starting at 5 p.m. They'll be on ESPN, ESPN2, CBS Sports, Watch ESPN, whatever you use. So let's have a little bit of fun. You're a betting man.
Mm-hmm.
Make your favorite 2 picks in the Maction tonight.
All right, you're going to be a little shocked about this one because they played in the championship game but lost to Miami of Ohio. That's right, Jim McElwain, he led Central Michigan to the conference title game. Of course, they came up short against Miami of Ohio, and guess who they're playing tonight? Not Miami of Ohio, but an Ohio team, Ohio. And guess what? They had this guy named O'Shawn Allison. He was a baller last year. I think he's going to take another step. They got a lot of key people coming back, as where Central Michigan lost a lot of key people. Right now, you can get Ohio +3. I think the wrong team is favored. I think this is based on what Central Michigan did last year. Ohio drop kicks them in the face, straight up beats them tonight. Now, I already talked to you about this one team, Miami, Ohio. They surprised pretty much everybody in the country last year. I don't know if you realize they actually won 6 of their final 8 games. They then won the MAC title game against Central Michigan, and that is just, by the way, a little insane. Now, you look over at Ball State, they're pretty good, but do you know who one of the losses last year for Miami of Ohio was? It was Ball State, 41-27. I call out straight revenge. Miami is only laying 2. Take them. They win by at least a touchdown. They're the best
How
team
about
in the
it?
MAC.
Miami of Ohio minus the 2 and Ohio plus the 3. Those are your picks.
Those are my 2 picks.
And also, a little fun fact about Miami of Ohio, since I'm a St. Louis guy. You know who their quarterback is at Miami of Ohio?
Actually,
He is
I
the
can't
brother
remember.
of a first-round pick.
Who?
Blaine Gabbert's brother, Brett Gabbert, is actually the starter over at Miami of
You
Ohio.
got to be kidding me.
Nope, not.
Good call there. By the way, the quarterback that I look at in that team is Preston Hutchinson. I think he's going to have a really good year for Eastern Michigan. Watch out for him. I think he's a big league guy. That was one of the games I was looking at. But, dude, 6.5 against Kent State, and I don't know as much. I really did feel good about that. And the other lines are huge. Did you see that Western Michigan is a 20-point favorite over Akron? You got, Buffalo is a 11-point favorite over Northern Illinois. Those games. And then, in Bowling
Was Akron
Green,
0 for last year? Did they win a game?
Akron was 0-12.
Yeah, I was going to say, they were 0 for last year.
0-12. Yes. 0-12. And you know what? They're only getting 20 points, and that's maybe not enough. The Zips, I think, stink. Let's just be honest. They were 0-12. What's their coach, Tom Arth? I think it's Tom Arth. I'm being dead serious. Could you imagine your first year going 0-12? The only thing you can say, well, it's got to get better, right? I mean, what do you say after going 0-12 in your first year? Hey, Adam Gase, you want me to be on your offensive staff in a couple years when I get fired? That's about it. But anyway, I got to talk with my good buddy Russell Copeland on the other side. Guess why? Because it's his birthday, and we're going to talk Tigers. We're going to talk National Football League. We're going to talk the big picture in college football. We're going to have a lot of fun. Hit me at 67129. I told y'all about Tommy Tuberville. I told y'all all kinds of wonderful, nice little quid bits or whatever. But did I tell y'all this? Do you know whose birthdays it is besides Russell Copeland's?
I do not.
You know how I'm a weirdo person, and for some reason, if it's somebody's birthday, I kind of like, who's famous birthday?
Who was it
besides
yesterday?
Russell
Kendall Jenner?
Yes,
Was
it was
her
Kendall
birthday?
Jenner.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is it a Jenner?
No,
Can you
it's
give me
not
that
a
hint?
Jenner, man. It's not. It's actually somebody we talked about yesterday, and this is why I found it so fascinating. Matthew McConaughey is 51 today. Can you believe that? 51. Damn it, he's looking pretty good for 51. I'm really going to start working out hard now. Now, the other thing that really made me feel old, though, is, do you know who the Karate Kid is? Why? Did you ever see, like, the Karate Kid?
Yeah, I
Okay.
have. I've
You
seen the
actually
new
saw
one,
it?
and I've seen the original one.
I haven't seen the new one. What's the new one?
It had Will Smith's son,
What?
Jaden, in it. He was the Karate Kid.
For real?
Yes, but it's like it's sort of different. It's modern day Karate Kid.
But what about somebody was saying this is now a Netflix series? Is that or Hulu or Prime, Amazon Prime or something like that? Like,
Well, you can't beat the OG Karate Kid, though.
yeah,
I mean,
think,
even if they do
because
that.
Mr. Miyagi ain't around, dude. Wax on, wax off. But do you know what messing my head up right now? Like that's really messing my head up. Ralph Macchio's birthday's today. That's the Karate Kid, the little kid that does the crane kick. Wow!
How
to
old
the
is he?
face. 59. I know. I want to vomit, dude. I feel old. When Karate Kid is 59, you're hurting. But it is Russell Copeland's birthday. He's a young man. That's all I'll leave it at. He's next on Sports 56, 98.5, 96.1 FM.
We are Sports 56 WHBQ. Listen to us daily on AM 560, 98.5 FM, and 96.1 FM.
When you're watching the Tigers play or whatever team you support, you always look for the end result, the winning score. And when you're thinking of selling your home, the ultimate goal line is the closing table. This is Sheldon Rosengarten with Marks Bensdorf Realtors. Getting your home sold for what you want and when you want it makes everyone happy. You should talk to 2 to 3 real estate brokers when you're thinking of selling your home, and make sure I'm one of them, especially if you want results. Most people have heard that when you want the job done, you need to call Shell Done. Call or email me today and find out about my highly successful strategic marketing program with the Shellbucks option. You can reach me at 682-1868 or memphisrelocate.com. That's Shell Done Rosengarten. Call today at 682-1868 or memphisrelocate.com. And go Tigers!
I hired Nuptial Num-Nums to cater my wedding, and it was a disaster. Everyone was raving about the food instead of my dress.
No matter how hard you work for your small business, online reviewers will find something to complain about.
They're like, oh, Veronica, the lamb chops. Did the lamb chops fly you out to Cancun?
And while Progressive can't save you from these trolls, we can help you save money on commercial, auto, and business insurance.
I will not be hiring them for my next wedding.
Get a quote online today at progressivecommercial.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company, affiliated and third-party insurers.
It's buyback days. Hi, this is John Conway with Conway Services. Did you pay a big repair bill on your existing heating and air conditioning system this year? Is your energy-guzzling heating and air conditioning system on its last leg and you think it's worth nothing? Good news, it's buyback days at Conway Services. We'll buy back your repair this year up to $1,500 toward the purchase of select Carrier Infinity systems. That's right, we'll buy back your repair up to $1,500 even if we didn't do the repair. Just show us the receipt from another company and we'll buy back the repair. If you didn't have a repair bill this year, we'll give you up to a $1,500 trade-in for that old energy-guzzling system toward the purchase of select Carrier Infinity systems. When air conditioning systems get older and inefficient, the cost of repairs and high utility costs can almost pay for a new system. So call Conway Services, the Mid-South's premier heating, cooling, plumbing, and electric service company today, and the first 30 callers with a 10-year-old heating and air conditioning system will come out and inspect it absolutely free.
Call 384-3511. Conway Services. Call Conway today.
Welcome to Triumph Auto Sales, where you'll have a great car buying experience. Triumph Auto Sales is your #1 source of quality pre-owned vehicles ranging from lease returns to new car trades, all at huge savings. Plus, Triumph has a full array of financing options to meet your needs. Find your next car online at triumphautosales.com or stop in today at 4875 Elmore Road. Triumph Auto Sales will help you get the vehicle you want at the price you need and the service you deserve. For a great car and a great experience from a local and family-owned business, visit Triumph Auto Sales.
In today's world, a lot is going on, but one thing is always true. You need to take care of yourself. The skin clinics can help. Age, diet, genetics, and current events can conspire to make you look and feel much older than you are. It doesn't have to be that way. Call the skin clinics and let their expertly trained nurses, estheticians, and staff choose the treatment that best suits you and your pocket. There's so much you can do. Consider skin resurfacing and rejuvenation, lash extensions and specialty brows, injectables, medical-grade chemical peels, laser hair reduction, waxing, facials, makeup applications, and even services just for men. The Skin Clinics has it all in a caring, safe environment, always observing current social distancing guidelines. Go to theskinclinic.com to find out more and call today for your appointment at 901-345-SKIN. That's 901-345-SKIN. Taking care of yourself is good for you and your loved ones. Come to the Skin Clinics, 1300 Wolf Park Drive in Germantown.
I want to invite you to come by the Spirit Shop. You know, that little log cabin on Poplar, your liquor and wine oasis. The Spirit Shop has been providing sports fans their beverage needs since way back in 1969. So come in now and get ready for the big game. Whether your favorite team wins or loses, the Spirit Shop will help you celebrate or ease that pain away. The Spirit Shop is open every day, and they're located perfectly at 4848 Poplar. That's the corner of Poplar and St. Nick.
Welcome back to Sports 56 Happy Hour with Johnny Radio. This hour is brought to you by MemphisFarmers.com. Insurance coverage backed by a local agent and a brand trusted nationwide. We are farmers. MemphisFarmers.com.
Well, show me the way to the next whiskey bar. Oh, don't ask why. Oh, don't ask why. Show me the way to the next whiskey bar. Oh, don't ask why. Oh, don't ask why. For if
we don't find the next whiskey bar. Man, I'm telling you, we're going to be all right. Don't sweat it. 49ers have a COVID-positive 19 player in Kendrick Bourne, but right now, Packers and 49ers are still scheduled to play tomorrow night, and you can hear all the action on Sports 56, 98.5, and 96.1 FM. It is a beautiful, beautiful day. It's a beautiful November 4th, probably one of the best, most beautiful days in November I can ever remember. I actually got shorts on in November. It's that nice. But you know what else makes it really nice? It's Ralph Macchio, Matthew McConaughey, and, of course, Russell Copeland's birthday. What a list of people, man. What's up, Russell? How's life?
Man, it's great. outstanding. Just turned 21 today, so it's great.
I know how that feels. I've been saying, I'm like, I'm 30. I just always say I'm 30. I don't even think about the birthdays anymore. But no, I got to ask you something very important because we've been having a lot of fun. You got a birthday. Things are going on. I want to ask you something a little bit weird. We didn't really talk about much last night or this morning. And it's just, is college football, because we're going to talk about how, right now we got the initial college football playoff ranking. It's like 2 weeks away. We got to have a conversation about that in the group of 5. But before we get to that, when you watch it, I don't have a problem. I enjoy watching college football. I enjoy watching the NFL. I enjoyed watching the NBA in the bubble. I understand that fans make it a lot more. But it seems like if you look at the ratings, I was shocked that, the Penn State-Ohio State game didn't do as good as last year's Army-Navy, or it was also down, like 4 million from last year. Why is it that is college sports basically, is it taking the biggest hit by not having fans is what I'm trying to get at?
Absolutely.
I thought
it's
so.
no question about it. I just think it takes a whole lot out of it when you look at, looking at it on television and fans being able to go to the game. I mean, it just takes a whole lot of air, out of the balloon. And, for the players have had to adjust. But let's just go ahead and admit it, overall, for the average fan, they have lost that excitement. They have lost that pregame. They have lost that tailgating.
Yep.
Now everyone has to go home and watch it, and it's just different. We're going through something totally different, and I looked at it in professional sports as well. I looked at it with the NBA, and it just makes a huge difference that you do not have the interactions with the fans.
Man, it really does. You don't, I've always, it's always been about the league. It's always been about the players. And until you actually take the fans out of it, you really didn't realize how important they are and how much fun it was just getting together with all your friends and going tailgating, going to ball games. It kind of immerses you in the situation and keeps you paying attention all year. And I also believe this, the fact that we're all playing in conference, I think the fact that you don't have any crossover, I mean, it's always excited to see USC, when they go out and play USC or, when Texas goes out of conference or Oklahoma, it's fun to watch when the SEC goes on the road. So those things are also fun. So I just think a lot of it has been difficult, but we are just a couple weeks away from the college football playoff ranking. And I wanted to ask you a question because, Memphis is a Power 5 team. I'm not necessarily talking about Memphis. I'm actually talking about more Cincinnati and BYU. But there are 8 unbeaten teams right now. They've played at least 40% of their schedule. They're all, 5 of them are in the G5, whatever you call it. And I just think that there might be a real chance this year because, of course, Alabama, Clemson, they are awesome. And everybody knows Ohio State and Justin Fields are just ballers. And once they get a few more games under their belt, heck, they're already ranked number 2 pretty much. So Ohio State, Alabama and Clemson, that 4th seed is a big question. Florida and Georgia play this weekend. They could be fighting for it. Who knows about Notre Dame maybe. Pac-12 teams, they're about to start getting in action. Maybe Oregon if they win all 7 games, but I don't think they have a margin for error. But if, the Pac-12 slips up, the Big 12 has already, I think, basically eliminated themselves. Could we actually see Cincinnati or BYU crash the party this year?
Most definitely. I think right now when you look at it, Cincinnati has that inside track. And when I say that because, you look at Clemson at number 1, Alabama at 2, Ohio State at 3, and you got Notre Dame at 4. I'm looking at Cincinnati may be able to get into that top 4 because Notre Dame has to play Clemson. Is that correct?
That's true. They play this weekend.
If Clemson wins and Notre Dame loses, I just think Georgia may lose a game because they're in the SEC, and then there you have Cincinnati. You understand what I'm saying?
Yep.
So they have the inside foot. But when I look at both Cincinnati and I look at BYU, I love both of these football teams, and especially when I look at BYU, they're different than Cincinnati, but they have an outstanding quarterback that can sling it. He can throw it. He can run the football. They got balance with 2 running backs. You got Algier and you got Keotoa that's run the football. They have a big-time wide receiver in Romney. So they play on offense if I want to make a comparison to a National Football League team, I just look at them kind of like Kansas City, okay? The Chiefs, as far as what they're able to do with their weapons and things of that nature and score a lot of points. When I look at Cincinnati, a team that the Tigers just played, wow. You're talking about a balanced team. You're talking about a disciplined team, offensively, defensively. They play very well, special teams. But what they do is simple. It's simplistic. And they say, what do you mean that it's simplistic? Because they say, this is what we're going to do. They play like a Baltimore Ravens football team. They have a good running quarterback. They're going to run a little bit, but everything is predicated off what they do off of the option type and what Ritter does from a quarterback standpoint. And they play hard-nosed defense. So Cincinnati, the way they play, it's going to take a team that can match up athletic with them defensively and offensively, and they are some studs on the defensive line. They got the back end. They've got an NFL type of cornerback. They got a linebacker that runs sideline to sideline. They are a very good, complete team.
Man, and you know what the thing is I think Cincinnati is such a complete team. I think they hit you so hard physically. I think they got the good defensive front. They also have some depth. They have great linebackers. I think they can run the football. They got big physical offensive linemen. I think Desmond Ritter can really run the ball. He's a little bit sporadic, but when I look at BYU, I think Cincinnati is the much better team. But I will tell you one thing. Zach Wilson is the sexiest player of the two teams. He reminds me of like Ty Detmer when he was playing at BYU, Steve Young when he was back there playing with BYU, and he's just got it going. But the one thing is, realistically, look at BYU's schedule this year. That's some weak sauce. I mean, their best opponent is Boise State this year. Boise State this year. When you beat Memphis and Central Florida and SMU, that's saying something about you, and I think that says a lot more about Cincinnati. But Zach Wilson does deserve, I think, Heisman consideration. He's pretty awesome. Now, I got to ask you some Memphis questions. This is kind of a weird one. But, Anthony Miller, he had a great week with the Bears. Darrell Henderson's with the Rams. I look at Antonio Gibson with Washington, and I was just kind of thinking about, these guys when they were at Memphis, who and what they were. And I'm kind of wondering, going forward, which one of these guys is going to be the best pro, and what is it like? What is a key from going to college to pro, like in being a great pro?
I love what all of these players, did at Memphis, of course, and I love what they're able to do on Sundays. But as of right now, because things can change, some of these players may end up, their contract is over, go to another team. They may fit in better. Some of them may even get traded. But let's start with Anthony. When you look at Anthony, the type of player that he is, you have to get into the right situation. And I think him being in Chicago, you look at the quarterback situation, it has been average or below average at best. He hasn't been able to have his targets. They have a lot of wide receivers. And now you look at Mooney. Mooney is moving up now to kind of like that second receiver. And you look at the first receiver is Robinson. So now he's kind of like the third receiver. So that's going to make him move down when you look at all the guys. Let's go to Antonio Gibson. It's hard to not pick against Antonio Gibson, but this is his first year. So he's going to have to be able to solidify that number one spot. But I love big play Antonio Gibson. Now you look at Pollard.
Oh, yeah. I forgot about Tony.
Yeah. And he's kind of in the same situation as you look at Anthony Miller. He's not the guy. He's not the man. You have Ezekiel Elliott, $100 million guy. They're losing. So that's going to knock him out a little bit. He may get traded or he may end up going to another team and things differ. But when I look at the player that has the best upside and in the best position is Darrell Henderson. When I look at him from a physical standpoint, he can take it to the house at any time. He's getting a lot better coming out of the backfield. And you look at his teammates, you look at his team overall, he fits what they do. And Sean McVay is probably one of the best offensive minds in football. So that definitely helps his career. I think he will solidify that number one position. But when you look at him coming to the game, you see him in his second year. And I said it before the season started. I think the come-out player would be Darrell Henderson. Last year, I think, complicated offense. He had to learn. He was a rookie. He had to understand the blocking assignments and things of that nature. But now you can see his comfortability, and you see those flashes that you saw when he was at the University of Memphis. So to answer the question, I think Darrell Henderson has the best opportunity to have the best career.
I love that. And by the way, I think that's a very thought out and a very, very good answer. And I just hate to say this, but man, because of the Cowboys, I can't even watch them. And I know Washington's bad or whatever, but the Cowboys are just embarrassing. It's hard to watch what the Cowboys are doing. So you got to forget about Tony Pollard. He's having to live through that nightmare. I feel bad for Tony where he's at right now, though. But no, a lot of stuff is going on. And, you played wide receiver. It's your birthday, and I got some wide receiver questions for you, and I think this is going to hit you right in your wheelhouse. If you could pick, and I want to know, which situation do you think is better to play with or be a quarterback, or just if you were calling plays today, who would you prefer to have? Tom Brady with Antonio Brown, Mike Evans, Chris Godwin, Gronk, Cameron Brate. Of course, you got Leonard Fournette and Ronald Jones at running back, or Patrick Mahomes, who's just a freak, and you got, of course, Tyreek Hill, McCole Hardman, Byron Pringle, Travis Kelce, Clyde Edwards-Helaire, and Le'Veon Bell. So who do you got?
Man, both of those are outstanding. And what you have the GOAT, Tom Brady, the older player that has been dominant in the league for the past 20 years, and you've got that young man that's coming, that's slinging it, that's trying to say his career is over with. You're going to put me in the likes of the Mannings. You're going to put me in the likes of Tom Brady. You're going to put me in the Dan Marinos, the Jim Kelly, all those great quarterbacks. And if I had to pick which one of these is the most dynamic and has a chance to put up the points and be consistent, I'm going to have to say Patrick Mahomes and that group of guys. When you look at Hartman, when you look at Tyreek Hill and Travis Kelce, Clyde Edwards-Helaire, and now you add Le'Veon Bell. And my reason is over Tom Brady and that group that we just mentioned is he's younger.
Yep, he's too.
Younger. He's the younger of the two. And two is he has the continuity between his head coach. He has the relationship with his head coach that Tom Brady had, the relationship with his organization that he had with Belichick. So I think that they have the better offensive team. They play together. They have the better chemistry, and he's younger. That's why I am picking Patrick Mahomes in the team.
And you know what? I agree with you unequivocally, because you know what? Tampa Bay still, you got Bruce Arians. He's got to get used to Tom Brady. He's got to get used to Leonard Fournette. He's got to get used to Antonio Brown. There's a lot of new pieces actually still in Tampa Bay, and they're still learning how to play with each other. So I think, Patrick Mahomes also, by the way, I'll never call him Pat because that's his father, but Patrick Mahomes, I think he's going to, when everything is said and done, if he stays healthy, I don't know if any record is with he could pass everybody in every single thing.
And what makes that plausible is that the continuity of the nucleus of these guys, they can kind of stay together. But I do love with Tom Brady. I think we can see what Tom Brady is able to do once he gets all of his guys healthy and get on the same page. That's kind of been the issue. He has not had the chemistry to be able to practice and work with these guys because each week he's had to battle with throwing to different wide receivers. But now, toward the back end, this is about to be the second half. I think you will see all of these guys gel together. I'm very excited about Antonio Brown being able to get into this mix because he can be that third receiver. He can be in that slot. I mean, as a quarterback, the more weapons you have, the more dynamic your offense is. And Tom Brady has vouched for this young man. He saw what he was able to do just one game with New England. So I'm excited. Hopefully, mentally, he's there. Hopefully him being around Tom Brady and his family coming in and just seeing some different things not only helps him on the football field, but helps him with some of the things that he may have been struggling with his time as a player in the National Football League.
One of the best wide receivers in the history of Memphis, Russell Copeland. It's also his birthday. I got to know, is there a chance that DK Metcalf, though, could also be talked about with the greats like Jerry Rice? Could he be like Calvin Johnson in Megatron? This dude is big. He is fast. He is something that is just – he's a freak of nature, and he's also got Russell Wilson to throw him the ball. Oh, and Tyler Lockett on the other side. Could he end up being the best wide receiver – in the next few years, for the next couple of years?
Definitely. As far as being the top wide receiver in the National Football League, yes. And what I like about DK Metcalf is that he came out of Ole Miss and he was just this specimen. He had a lot of green area. He hadn't played a whole lot of football, but you can see the maturation process from his first year to the second year. What I'm saying is, from a physical standpoint, he's 6'3", he's 6'4", he ran a 4.3, his vertical is over 40. But you look at the football standpoint, can he run routes? Will he be able to put all this physicality? And now you can see how he has worked. I mean, he uses his speed and he slows down with his speed. He knows when to burst out. He knows how to get off the line of scrimmage. He's catching the football with his hands. He understands the coverages as far as zone coverage, as far as man coverage, as far as off man, as far as bump and run. He knows when to sit down in the holes when it's zone. He knows how to hesitate and pause when he's on the goal line instead of just straight going to the fade to be able to use his strength and get the time of Russell Wilson. The upside for him, John, is tremendous. I mean, if he can stay healthy in the years that he's going to be able to play with Russell Wilson, definitely is going to, play in his part. But he is the Megatron right now.
Yeah, he is.
Look at the physical attributes, man. I mean, you just don't be 6'3", 6'4", and run as fast as he can run, but also be able to get in transition as far as getting in and out of his cuts and being able to catch the football. So what I'm saying is he has the size of a tight end. He runs like a smaller receiver. He has the quickness of a smaller receiver. And he also has the transition in and out of cuts. When you put all that together, it is hard for a cornerback to be able to stop him and also a defense.
And by the way, the most interesting thing, since the StatCast era, he's only one of 4 players to run over 22.5 miles an hour. He was clocked going 22.64 miles per hour. That's straight up balling at 240 pounds and 6'4". Man,
yes.
Budda Baker's still got to be freaked out about that.
and then Johnny, something that you can't measure, that's not immeasurable, is the work ability, the work ethic, and what a player has as far as his heart. And it's 2 things that tells me that. How he has come from Ole Miss, how he worked out to get ready for the combine. After the combine, he come in his rookie year. He had a great rookie year, but now he doesn't have the sophomore slump. He has now gotten even better. He was willing to go work out with Russell Wilson, to go to Mexico or wherever. I think they went to Mexico to work out. And then 2 is when you see him not have the football, I've watched him. I see how he blocks at the end of the line of scrimmage. And you're talking about the play that everyone is marveled by. There's an interception on their goal line, and he is almost in the end zone, and Budda has probably about 10 yards, and he catches the football in stride. He didn't even think. He immediately took off. That tells me that this is a football player that wants to win the game. This tells me that this is a football player that would do anything it takes to be able to make a play. And that play right there put them back into the football game. Yes, in overtime they lost it, but if it wasn't for that play there, the game would have been out of hand very early.
And I'll say one thing, Tyler Lockett, DK Metcalf, they're having a lot of fun because Russell Wilson, he likes to win, and, boy, he gets them the football, doesn't he? It's just a great situation there. I got to say, I love rapping with you. You go out and enjoy your birthday. Everybody, go to @rcopeland03. Wish Russell a happy birthday. He joins me every single Wednesday. You never know, 1:30, 2:30. You got to check in to find out. But make sure you tune in and check Russell out every single Wednesday. And never forget, whenever the Tigers on the road, you listen to Wolo and Copeland. Russell, be good out there and have a blessed birthday, my friend.
Thank you, Johnny.
That's my friend Russell Copeland. We'll be back in 2 shakes. Never forget Chad Gatlin at MemphisFarmers.com. Give him a call at 901-235-1176 or get a fast quote today at MemphisFarmers.com. This is Sports 56, 98.5, 96.1 FM.
Start your day the right way with Peter Edmiston and Anthony Sane on Sports 56 Mornings. Weekdays from 7 to 10 on Sports 56, 98.5 FM and 96.1 FM.
Brian Elder's Roofing Solutions.
Chris Price here for Brian Elder Roofing. The storms we've had over the past several months have been devastating to our communities. The rainy season is ahead. You may have not even noticed the dripping in your attic, water stains throughout your home, or even worse, mold and mildew. Please call Brian Elder Roofing and we will send out our project managers to assess any damage. We will not try to sell you a roof if all you need is a repair. We will measure your roof from outer space. 0% for 60 months, even no payments till 2022 are available with approved credit. If you've noticed missing shingles, water stains, leaks in your roof, call us before you call your insurance company at 867-0303. That's 867-0303, and we will provide a free, thorough inspection of your roof's condition.
Call 867-0303. Brian Elder's Roofing Solutions.
I'm a big fan of Town Village, and there is always something to do year-round. Nestled in the heart of East Memphis, located corner of Park and Cherry, is a beautiful residential neighborhood. Looking for a great place to retire, but you still have a very active lifestyle? Then visit Town Village. Only requirements that you're 55 plus. Prices per month starting at $24.50. The Gourmet Chef welcomes you to visit our restaurant and bistro. Package includes 3 complimentary meals per day, maid service, free local transportation, monthly coffee club, themed dinner parties, lots of fun. Visit us and call Daniel or Bo at Town Village Audubon Park at 901-374-7342. There's no place like home. Town Village Audubon Park.
Hi, folks. Good news for bargain hunters and bandits from the Chevy Sheriff in Collierville. It's Western Trading Days at Sunrise Chevy. Over 500 Chevys and used cars in stock just in time for the Sunrise Low Price Rodeo. Factory rebates up to $7,500. Sunrise discounts high as $8,000. And don't forget, Sunrise specializes in secondary financing. Need a good body shop? Bring it to Sunrise. We work on all makes and models. Remember, you can bring your Chevy to Sunrise for service no matter where you bought it. Buy American and buy from Sunrise. Find new roads to the Sunrise Chevy Ranch. 385 in Houston Levy and Collierville. Chevy's cost less at Sunrise, partner.
If ever there was a time for comfort food, this is it. And there's no comfort food like Sunrise on Jefferson. Fresh-made breakfast featuring Sunrise's signature homemade square biscuits or the huge selection of hot, fresh, and fast lunch items are all part of what has always made Sunrise the most comforting of comfort foods in Memphis. Of course, everything that can be done to keep you and the staff safe at Sunrise is a top priority. And you can always order ahead and get delicious Sunrise to go. At a time this confusing, it's good to know there's one thing you can count on: Sunrise.
Water damage to your home or business can be an absolute nightmare. And the faster you remove the standing water, the faster you can prevent secondary damage. Landmark Construction and Emergency Services specializes in water extraction. They have been a trusted name in the Mid-South for over 20 years. They are a Memphis-based company ready to serve your needs with their 24-hour emergency response. They are always on call and will respond within an hour. They work with most insurance companies and are the official restoration contractor of the Memphis Tigers home team. Landmark Construction and Emergency Services can't prevent disasters in your home and at your business, but their water damage team will certainly respond quickly to minimize and restore the damage. Call 901-452-0390. That's 901-452-0390 or online at landmarkco.org.
Listen Sundays at 11 a.m. to join Idlewild Presbyterian Church for worship. Idlewild is a PCUSA church located in Midtown Memphis.
Welcome back to Sports 56 Happy Hour with Johnny Radio.
Kick it over here.
This hour is brought to you by MemphisFarmers.com. Insurance coverage backed by a local agent and a brand trusted nationwide. We are farmers. MemphisFarmers.com.
Thick and thin, I'm your pusher man.
I'm your pusher man. Let me tell you something. Welcome back into Sports 56 Happy Hour. It's your good buddy Johnny Radio, Gabe Kuhn, in the house at G_Kuhn71. And guess what? When James Harden comes up for air, oh yeah, tag Tristan Thompson. What's up? Guess what he's going to find out? He might be on the road to beautiful Philadelphia, 76ers land. Will that work? James, Joel Embiid, will it work? Do you like it?
Doc.
Well, Doc is there. That is true.
Very interesting. It would. You'd have to switch. I mean, literally do a 180 flip of your style.
Do you like right now what they're doing in New Jersey? Or no, wait, Brooklyn. Sorry. Dadgummit. I can't stand the Nets now. I don't know why. I can't even. I want to call them everything but what their name is. Do you like what Brooklyn's doing? Or if James Harden heads over to Philadelphia, you kind of like what Philadelphia is doing?
I would like Brooklyn in that situation more. Kyrie and Kevin Durant as compared to James Harden by himself with a team that's not really fit around him.
But
like,
Doc
do you see what I mean?
I think Doc's going to get the best out of that team.
Like, yes, and I understand that part of it as far as the coaching goes. Doc's been there, done that, but I don't know, man. If Kevin Durant comes back and is what he was before, I mean,
I don't know
that
if he's
team's
gonna. Okay. Now,
and
let's be
obviously
real.
that's the one thing I think people have underplayed too. Is like that Achilles injury is really serious.
Now I got a question for you. Does that mean Ben Simmons is going to move down to like power forward and get rid of Al Horford? You're going to have Harris, Simmons, and Embiid on the block with Richardson and Harden.
But isn't that these questions you're asking? Like, I don't know how it would work.
I kind of like
because then
it.
think about what you have to give in return to go get James Harden. You're giving up Richardson. You're giving up all these young pieces. And you might have to give up Ben Simmons. Who knows, right? Because that's a lot of.
Maybe you can give up Shake Milton and Al Horford because he's really old.
Who knows, man?
Hey, right now, all I know, the only thing that's good out of Houston right now is Tito's Vodka. I'll tell you about that on the other side. But let me tell you also, we're going to talk NFL out the frame. But Gabe's got a little information.
Yeah, Memphis basketball information. I want to start with Memphis's game against Ole Miss. They're going to travel to Ole Miss on December 5th. So all of my Memphis and Ole Miss fans, lock that into your calendar. December 5th. And then also
so don't
for
wait, November 12th, Memphis Madness. December 5th, Ole Miss.
Yes, precisely. And then also it is officially basketball watch list season. DJ Jeffries has made the Julius Erving Award preseason watch list. That is obviously for the best small forward in the country.
DJ and Dr. J go hand in hand. I love it. Come on, DJ Jeffries. Let's get this thing done. I can't wait for Memphis. March Madness, November 12th. It's November 4th, Russell Copeland's birthday. Thank you, Russell, for joining me on your birthday. But don't forget, we're going to the National Football League right over here. We got Kyler Murray information. What's going on with him? Do you know who Kyler Murray is actually playing this week? I got some interesting news because remember, it's a rematch of, I believe, the 2018 college football semifinal. Yeah, I'll tell you more about that on the other side. I also have to look and make sure that was 2018 semifinal. I'll be back in 2 shakes. You're listening to Sports 56 Happy Hour with Gabe Kuhn, Johnny Radio on Sports 56, 98.5, 96.1 FM.
Jay Farner here, CEO of Rocket Mortgage. Making the right financial decisions has never been more important. When you turn to Rocket Mortgage, we can help guide you to those right decisions now, when they matter most. Mortgage rates are near historic lows, so now is a great time to call 8338-ROCKET. And if you need some extra money, a cash-out refinance could give you that financial boost you're looking for. Call today at 8338-ROCKET or go to rocketmortgage.com to learn more.
Call for cost information and conditions. Equal housing lender. Licensed in all 50 states. NMLS number 3030.
Farmers Insurance knows that when you're in the car and that song comes on, yes, that's the one, you have no choice but to pull out your imaginary drumsticks and smash those cymbals and stomp on that kick pedal, which unfortunately is the accelerator pedal. And we covered it. Talk to a farmer's agent who knows a thing or two because they've seen a thing or two.
Call Chad Gatlin at 901-235-1176 or get a fast quote at memphisfarmers.com.
We are farmers. Bum, 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 bum.
Underwritten by Farmers Truck Fire Insurance Exchanges and Affiliates. Products not available in every state.
My stomach.
Don't worry. I've got you covered.
When you have nausea, heartburn, indigestion, upset stomach, diarrhea.
What's that?
It's Pepto-Bismol Chews.
Pepto-Bismol's in a chew?
Yeah, they taste great and provide fast relief. And you can always have Pepto-Bismol handy.
Ooh, let me try it.
Try Pepto-Bismol Chews for fast relief.
Nausea, heartburn, indigestion, upset stomach, diarrhea.
Use as directed. Keep out of reach of children.
Charlie's management team is currently a team of one.
Yeah, I got a meeting, but you keep up the good work. Can you fix that display for me? Did Steve show up today?
It's time to hire.
I need Indeed.
Indeed you do. The moment you sponsor a job on Indeed, you get a short list of quality candidates from our resume database. Indeed delivers 2.5 times more hires than the other branded job sites combined, according to Breezy HR 2019. Visit Indeed.com/credit and get a $75 credit for your first job post. Terms and conditions apply.
Hey, sports fans, you already know about the great steaks at the Butcher Shop Steakhouse, a Memphis tradition since 1981. They specialize in hand-cut aged beef right over that hickory charcoal. But did you know the Butcher Shop also has great seafood items, from fresh Atlantic salmon with dill sauce, pan-seared red snapper with sautéed shrimp and Cajun cream sauce, Canadian cold water lobster tails, crab stuffed shrimp, homemade lump crab cakes, and a whole lot more. Oh, and don't forget the Fresh Burger Fridays for only $8.95. Come in, enjoy a fantastic dinner at the Butcher Shop. If you need a great private party, the Butcher Shop is your place. 6 different private rooms, seating from 12 to 250, all equipped with audio-visual. Rehearsals, business dinners, luncheon, weddings. You call the Butcher Shop at 901-757-4244. Or you can visit the website at butchershop.com. Just drop in, 107 South Germantown Parkway.
We are Sports 56 WHBQ Memphis, W253DF Memphis, and WIVG Tunica Memphis. Flynn Broadcasting Stations. Now back to Johnny Radio's Happy Hour. Here we go. On Sports 56 and 87.7 FM.
Yes, I love Big Woolly Mammoth. Speaking of woolly mammoths, what about Will Fuller? Will's still in Texas, yo. Poor Will. Will, I want you to know something. We love you. We really do. Green Bay just didn't love you. And I'm going to talk about the loss of Lazard. I'm going to talk about the loss of Green Bay's mind. I'm going to talk about the Cardinals and Tua Tagovailoa. We've got so much fun things to talk about in the National Football League. I can't wait to get to it. But before I do, I want to remind you something. This entire hour, it is brought to you by Tito's Vodka. And I am so proud to have Tito's because for a couple reasons. It's been a long time that I've been drinking Tito's. Tito's also is made right here in the USA. It is made in Houston, Texas, in these copper little distillery, like small batch pots. And the best thing about it is, right now, just Google. Go to Google right now and just type in top 10 vodkas in the country, okay? You type that in and guess what it's going to say? Oh, it's going to have a list. Guess who's on it? Oh, yes, by the Spirits, blah, 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 like the Super Spirits Award, whatever thing. The best brand, Tito's. The best bang for your buck, Tito's. Of course, they have Belvedere up there. It's $45 a little bottle. Tito's, go to your liquor store because I got me a big old handle, like with the gallon joint. You know what I'm talking about? Huge. I can tell you, it was $20 cheaper than $45. Yeah, best bang for your buck. Also one of the best spirits in the world. It's crafted in Austin, Texas. It is the first legal distillery since Prohibition. Did you know that? Think about this. This is the first legal distillery for vodka, corn-based vodka, using the classic pots. They still do that method. And by the way, that is a rarity on the vodka scene. Other places don't do that. It's got a slight sweet and black pepper note. I love the balance in Tito's vodka. When you get it, you're absolutely going to love it, and it makes the best cocktails, period. You can go to sweet side, or you can go to the savory side. Whatever side you go, you're going to want a handle of Tito's vodka. I can promise you that. And they give you hour number 2 of Sports 56 Happy Hour.
Know who might need a handle of, I'm not even going to say Tito's necessarily, but a handle of alcohol.
Tito's.
Of liquor. Know who needs it?
Who?
Dallas Cowboy fans.
Heck yeah.
They want to
do.
know
I forgot
why?
about Tony Pollard.
Guess why? Because Ben DiNucci will not be starting this week, and neither will Andy
Hold on.
Dalton.
Time out. Did I not make fun of this quarterback just yesterday?
Which one?
Gary Gilbert.
I don't know if you made fun of him yet. I can't remember all that.
Didn't I say because Texas?
I have a short-term memory problem.
Yes, you do. I do too.
But so Garrett Gilbert or Cooper Rush will get the start for the Cowboys against the Steelers. Oh, my God.
Please tell me you saw Mike McCarthy's press conference today.
I didn't see the full thing. I saw clips.
Did you hear why he didn't want to go with DiNucci? He was asked, so why are you going to go with DiNucci? And he was like, it's not about, skill. It's right now. It's about
Poor guy's a 7th-round pick this year. He's not ready.
He goes, it's about experience. He's like, we got Garrett 2 weeks ago.
Know what my favorite thing about experience is, too? Guess how many passes in the NFL that Cooper Rush and Garrett Gilbert have thrown combined?
13.
9.
Dadgummit, I knew it was an odd number for some reason.
9. Wait, I'm tired of it. Can't be an experience thing. It's just I have this young guy. I have this 7th-round pick from James Madison who didn't get any preseason games. I threw him in there thinking, okay, maybe I'll get away with it, and you realize he had no chance. I felt bad for Ben DiNucci. I felt horrible for Ben DiNucci. And honestly, I feel horrible for Garrett Gilbert and Cooper Rush because they're going into a situation where they have no chance.
Dude, I hate
that
to
O-line
say
is dead.
I'd never want to make fun of COVID-19, and I'm not making fun of this. But after Andy Dalton got his head lit up like a Christmas tree and Cowboys did nothing for him, he might be the only man in the United States who's like, I'm glad I have coronavirus because I don't want to go back to work. He's on COVID-19, whatchamacallit.
Do you think he'll – and I think he will eventually, but, like, will he start another game there for the Cowboys? Because if I'm him right now, it seems like a dead-end thing. Like, I'm not going to win. I'm not going to be able to talk myself into a good contract next year with another team. It just seems like something that's the risk over reward. The risk would be over the reward, right?
I'm going to be honest with you. I think he could still start somewhere in the National Football League, look around, or be a dead-gum good backup. But right now, the Cowboys team, do you really think it's far from the Jets? Because I don't. I mean, they're both in the same boat.
Right now with all the injuries, they're very similar.
That's what I'm saying.
I don't see a game, even interdivisionally, with what the Cowboys have that they can win. They have the worst defense in football. Without Andy Dalton, without Dak Prescott, they have and without all those O-linemen, they have the worst, arguably the worst offense in football. I mean, maybe they pull one out against the Giants. Maybe.
Dude,
we saw what happened against the Redskins.
I was going to say, Danny Dimes, if he doesn't have all those turnovers, they might beat Tampa Bay last Monday night, man. I'm telling you, I wouldn't even put it past the Giants.
Then it's crazy. It's crazy because they could
Do
probably.
you know the Cowboys play this weekend, by the way?
Steelers.
Okay, do you know how ugly this is going to be for Garrett Gilbert or Cooper Rush?
I want to cry for them
I feel
right
bad
now.
for
Like,
him.
actually.
Do you know what do you know DiNucci's the first guy that's ever been pulled from starting who is also praying, thank you, Lord. I didn't want TJ Watt to light me up like a Christmas tree or make a return 3 for a touchdown.
But then with the Cowboys, you have to start having the conversation of, okay, what do we do going forward?
First, you fire Mike McCarthy and get everybody out.
Already.
Bro.
He has been dealt a terrible hand. Let's be fair, too.
He is also.
I'm not saying I disagreed with the hiring from the beginning, but he is not. It's not like they've given him a fair shake at this thing.
Well, let's just be real. He has also been extremely bad, and Mike Nolan has been extremely bad. And if those two are attached at the hip, you get rid of the guy who's the boss. Because Mike Nolan doesn't need to be on an NFL roster coaching anybody right now, and Mike McCarthy's best years have passed him. And I would like to remind you, he had Aaron Rodgers when they actually had players. He won 1 championship and then forever was just average. No, Mike McCarthy out.
It's interesting.
Quit ruining. Don't ruin Dak Prescott.
But you disagreed with that hiring from the beginning, correct?
I still hate it.
But I don't think they'll get rid of him after one really terrible year with a lot of injuries, a lot of problems going on. I don't think they'll get rid of him. The fact that they hired him showed they had some level of commitment to him.
As big as a blank show as this has been, let's be honest, I'm telling you, this will be his last year.
That's interesting.
Because if you're Dak Prescott and you're going to be a free agent, would you go back to play with Mike McCarthy when you see a lot better play callers? There are tons of good coaches and great offensive minds in the National Football League. Why would you want to go back to Mike McCarthy? You just got away from dead-gum Jason Garrett, and they replaced him with Mike McCarthy? Come on, man. And they kept Kellen Mond. You went away from him.
Or Kellen Moore.
I mean, Kellen Moore. Yeah, sorry.
Kellen Mond ain't coaching offenses yet.
He ain't coaching offenses yet. He's still playing.
He's playing.
Yeah, he's still playing.
And
him. Yeah, I know. Texas A&M.
But that's sort of where I want to transition is like with Dak and with where the Cowboys are headed, do the Cowboys go ahead and draft a quarterback if they get in a position, a top 3 pick, top 5 pick?
Dude, if you got Justin Fields there,
Right, that's what I was thinking.
You just let Dak bounce and let him go take his $100 million contract to another team, and you bring in Justin Fields because you got to start over with a new offensive line. Zeke, he's what Zeke is. That defense is pitiful. It's going to take you 3 years to rebuild that defense.
You do kind of have to take into account, though, is Dak going to be asking for the same amount of money in a contract when he comes
he's
back?
Going to be asking for more.
You think so?
Man, every single
with
person
with
is saying,
a compound fractured ankle.
Yes, everybody is saying that Dak
Do you think
Prescott,
somebody will pay him with a
Absolutely.
compound fractured ankle?
Because he looks like he's the most important piece to the Dallas Cowboys.
True,
people
but
keep talking. That's why I say Trevor Lawrence. It does not look the same. It looks much better for Dak Prescott in the Dallas Cowboys. People talking about Trevor Lawrence. DJ Uiagalelei, he did great last week. It was the Clemson defense, and the Clemson defense is the only weak link right now at Clemson. They got ATN. They can throw it all over the yard. They got 2 great quarterbacks. Dabo knows what he's doing, but that defense is weak sauce. The secondary, they gave up play after play after play, and guys just jumped up over it and pulled the ball down. That was what was scary watching Boston College wide receivers just make play after play in the first half. They did shut it down in the second half, but it also had to do with 3 and out, fumble, interception, safety. That's a horrible second half. So I look at Dak and what he meant to the Cowboys. They were talking about winning the NFC East. Now, without him, they're not going to win a game.
Now, I think Dak, to a
going forward
average football fan, you'd say, okay, Dak's out and they suck. He's probably the most important piece. But we're not taking into account that Dak wasn't winning games when he was in there. Granted, he was putting up crazy numbers. He was giving them a chance to win every game they were in. But that O-line, too. That's a team that has been built off of that run game with Zeke in the backfield. They paid him $90 million, right? Mm-hmm. So I think there's other factors that you look at.
Well,
when you're talking about maybe Dak being the most important piece.
They lost.
So
by 3
I
to the Rams.
wonder.
Hold up, no, you got to give Dak his due. He threw for 400
No,
yards.
he absolutely. I'm giving him his due. I am.
Just think about this.
No question.
For the Rams,
no
put up
question.
17, they lost by 3. They played the Falcons and won. Then the Seahawks, they lost by a touchdown. He put up 400 yards.
I'm with you.
But then listen to this. Then it goes to you get beat by the Giants. You get smoked by the Browns. The Cardinals beat you by 28. Washington beat you by 20.
But the caveat for that is, and yes, you needed to score a lot of points for that team to have a chance, and Dak was your only shot at that because he was throwing the ball really well to start this season. But then again, you lost Tyron Smith for the year, Lyle Collins for the year, Zach Martin was hurt for a while. You don't have Travis Frederick anymore. Connor Williams, the guy you drafted a couple years ago at left guard, is gone. You don't have anybody on that O-line who started the year besides Zach Martin now. He came back last game. But and not to mention that defense is the worst in the league. So I don't know if the market for Dak Prescott will be as high with his ankle injury.
All right.
That's
my
my
thought.
Let
me explain something to you. He played in 3 games, not even 3 full games. He accounted for 87 offensive points. In the last 3 games, Dallas has scored 22 points.
I understand that.
Dak's value has gone up, not down, if anything. Period.
But you act like injuries don't make any any say in value.
What does a quarterback throwing the football who runs occasionally and this injury have to do? Because every doctor I've looked up, and it says right here, he will be 100% back next year. This isn't an Achilles. Yes, it looked bad.
It's a compound fracture.
It's a compound fracture, and they say yes.
That's bolts in your leg.
Yeah, dude. How many people have come back with bolts in your leg?
No, I'm not saying that. But I'm saying it definitely you can't act like it doesn't affect his value at all. Is what I'm trying to get at.
I don't think it does.
I find that interesting. I disagree there. I do disagree there. But then again,
you just remember at the end. We'll just remember: does he sign for $100 million or does he sign for more?
I'm talking on a per year basis. So
$33 million. I think he'll exceed it.
I think he'll be right around that mark.
I think he'll exceed
maybe a little lower.
Well, only thing that will stop him from exceeding is coronavirus, honestly, because teams, they got money, and if they don't, it'll be because of COVID-19 continues. I just think Dak is going to dominate. Now,
and I also want to see Dak out of Dallas with what they have going on.
I actually want to see Dak Prescott leave Dallas so bad it's not even funny. I would feel bad for Justin Fields, but it actually would make financial sense, and it looks like a Jerry Jones move. Now, I got to bring up this because I want to ask you honestly, what the bleep happened yesterday? Why is Will Fuller still in Texas? Dude, I'm sorry. I have a huge problem with this. You don't go get any defensive help. You don't go get a wide receiver. You have seen what Aaron Rodgers was at the beginning of the year, the best quarterback in football. He was better than Russell Wilson. He was better than anybody. Patrick Mahomes. He was throwing that thing all over the yard. And then guess what happened? Allen Lazard, his number 2 wide receiver, gets injured. What happens to Aaron Rodgers? He can't throw anything on Tampa Bay. He's looked awful. They lose to Minnesota last week. Now, it has a lot with Dalvin Cook just running right down their defense's throat. But when you're locked on to Davante Adams, every time you drop back to throw the ball and you got 3 people on him, not even Aaron Rodgers can get him the ball. He needed somebody to go over the top, take a little pressure off the Davante Adams, and he needed somebody to be an Allen Lazard. Will Fuller could have been that. Green Bay, you are killing one of the greatest quarterbacks that's ever played the game, and you're not surrounding him with what he needs to win because you're talking about a future without him.
I don't get it at this point.
It's
they had a chance to go get in the offseason a weapon. You had a chance in the draft to go get a weapon. You had a chance here at the trade deadline to do something. Will Fuller is not that much to ask if you're Aaron Rodgers. It's not that much. They need somebody else, but it seems like a trend with him. In Green Bay, they don't really get him the weapons he needs.
1 game away from the Super Bowl. Best quarterback in his prime, peaking like a mug. And you won't go get this guy a receiver for a 4th
do they want
pick?
to see him succeed? That's the question.
It
seems like they don't.
I'm absolutely confused and dumbfounded with what the Green Bay Packers are doing, and I feel also really bad for Aaron Rodgers. Did you see his interview and how he said he knows his place on the team?
He's been more outspoken this year than
he basically said, "I
ever.
see my he after what happened and nobody gets anybody for Green Bay." He basically says, "Hey, I know what I got to do to go forward and carry this team. I also see my place on this
Here's
team."
my question though: since they've been there, not since they've been there, but Aaron Rodgers has been there.
Mm-hmm.
Has the Packers front office, which I believe has remained intact since he's been there, have they ever gone out and got him a free agent signing in the offseason or ever traded to get a weapon for him? Because I can't remember one. Everybody that he has made good around there, and I think a lot of these guys were solid too. Randall Cobb was drafted by the team. Jordy Nelson was drafted by the team. Davante Adams was drafted by the team. Mm-hmm. Greg Jennings at the beginning of it was there when he was there. Right? I don't remember them ever going in the offseason to get him a big free agent ever.
They really don't.
Running backs. I mean, I can't even think of a running back that they actually went and tried to get for him. They draft all those guys. Aaron Jones, Jamal Williams, A.J. Dillon this year.
They didn't get anybody. I mean, they could have gotten Rager in the draft.
They don't seem to spend money or trade for weapons on the offensive side of the ball. That just seems to be their style. And I don't know if that's like a front office thing for them or if it's that they just don't – they think that Aaron Rodgers is good enough to overcome.
That's exactly what they think. That they were convinced Allen Lazard and Davante Adams were enough. They wouldn't even look at a T. Higgins, a Justin Jefferson, a Rager.
And go look at those guys right now, by the way.
Yes. They
playing
wanted
really
to get
good ball.
Jordan Love. That was their decision. They should have known what they have done, and they also should address more defense instead of grabbing another running back. I don't like that move either. I don't like anything, to be honest with you, that the Green Bay Packers have done in recent times. It's pretty embarrassing. Again, it's probably one of the reasons I can't stand Mike McCarthy.
And it's interesting, too, because they have spent money on the defensive side of the ball. They got the Smith brothers last year, and that it's not really showing.
No, it is not. No, it is not. And by the way, Smith, he did not ever – did you notice on the defensive end, he never closed down the window, and that's why they kept popping those running. Dalvin Cook took it to the house 100 times because Smith is just hanging out on the outside.
Know what I've noticed about some of those outside linebackers now?
They just want to get
They love pass rush.
They love pass rush. They don't like to play
They don't like when
defense.
people come at them.
They don't like
and the
pulling guard.
The Vikings come directly at you.
Did you see when the guard would pull, he never came down and literally took the physicality to him and closed down that gap so the linebacker could step in the hole and make a play on Dalvin Cook? If I was the linebacker, I would have gone over to Smith and say, if you don't attack him in the hole and give me a chance, I can't. If there's a 6-foot space for Dalvin Cook to run in, he's going to juke your jock. Period. He's one of the best in the business. So yeah, that would. Oh, I don't even get me started talking about Green Bay's defense. If you can't tell, they tick me off. Now I also have to bring up something that's pretty interesting. The college football. It was 2018, by the way. It's the semifinal. Do you remember Alabama 45, Oklahoma 34? Kyler Murray put on a show. So did my man Tua Tagovailoa. Now, Tua, he is very good. Tua was supposed to win the Heisman all year, but Kyler Murray took it from him. It was very interesting. But Alabama got the win. They had the better defense. This year, I still think Tua's got the better defense. A lot better defense. Not a lot. I love Budda Baker. I love the Cardinals' defense. I put them in the top 5 yesterday because their defense is good, and also put them in the top 5 because Kyler Murray, do you know he's accounted for 9 touchdowns in the last 3 games and only 2 turnovers?
Yep.
2 turnovers, 9 touchdowns. And by the way, that's rushing and throwing for Kyler Murray. That's why I said accounted for 9 touchdowns. He's been balling. Tua, though, I feel like that defense for Miami is the real deal Holyfield. But I don't know. I can't believe I'm going to say this. I think Ryan Fitzpatrick still gives Miami a better chance to win. Is this a bad game for Tua? And does Tua actually be the reason that the Cardinals get the W against the Miami Dolphins?
I don't know. Here's the thing. Did you get a good read off him in game one?
I mean, there was
didn't.
The
He didn't look good.
He didn't look good. He missed a lot of throws.
Well, they didn't really give him a chance. He only had 22 throws. He only completed about half of them.
Dude,
he didn't look great.
The little screens that he kept throwing over the receivers' heads, that was driving me crazy.
Yes.
And then there was the tight end running across, and he had a pre-snap read, and he missed it. He thought he had single coverage on the outside. They rolled coverage right before he snapped the ball. He didn't recognize it, and his tight end is running free in the middle of the field, and instead of throwing at him, he throws into double coverage. Those are the kinds of things that can kill you in the National Football League.
And it's hard for me to even make a read off of last week because the defense for Miami did so much for that team.
They tore it up.
And the special teams did so much for that team. They scored 14 of their 28 points against the Rams. The Rams were struggling. Jared Goff was turning the ball over. So it's hard for me to get a full read on what Tua can be because I think it was sort of situational football they were playing in the second half. But they only had 145 yards of offense.
Embarrassing.
That's it.
Yep.
You're telling me Ryan Fitzpatrick couldn't have done better than that? Because I really do. I know for a fact. I do too. I know for a fact he could have.
And that's why I'm upset about it because this Miami team I think is the best team in the AFC East, but I think Buffalo's going to win it because they're going with the young kid and towards the future. I think when you can make the playoffs, you make the playoffs. You go out. The Patriots stink this year. How long are they going to stink? The Jets are awful. All you have to do is take care of the Bills, man. It's just weird for me. But I will tell you, I think Kyler Murray, because the Dolphins' defense is so good, but Sean McVay's a great play caller and all that good stuff. I'm sorry. Kyler Murray, Cliff Kingsbury, I think they're going to be a huge problem for that Dolphins defense. It's one of my favorite games this weekend. I think Cardinals drop kick them in the face. I really do. I don't think Tua is going to be able to keep up. Budda Baker might get him a turnover. I don't think he's going to get caught from behind by DK. I like it, but you know what my favorite bet is?
But real quick before you get, I never thought I'd be in a situation where I think Ryan Fitzpatrick gives your team a way better shot to win a game. I think if Ryan Fitzpatrick plays in this game, they have a legitimate shot to go beat the Cardinals. But Tua in there, I don't buy it. I don't buy it.
And I think Hopkins is also going to give that second.
But what other game do you like?
My favorite, believe it or not, I think the Saints' defense is good. I don't think Drew Brees is quite there. I think they're running out of gas. Antonio Brown's coming back. The Bucs had a scare against the Giants last week. They're only 5.5-point favorites this week. They lost to the Saints in week number 1. I think they come out and they just slap the tar out of the Saints in New Orleans at home this weekend. Remember I said it. We'll see what happens. Only thing I don't like about that is 2 favorites. And, boys, some dogs have been coming in. Whatever you do, though, remember, Tito's Vodka, the best in the business, the best for its buck. And if you want to talk about the best 10 spirits, it's one of the best 10 spirits in the world, and it's made right here in the USA in Houston, Texas. Tito's, grab your bottle today. We'll be back in 2 Shakes, Sports 56, 98.5. Hardwood is next, 96.1 FM.
Same great shows.
We welcome you back to Sports 56 Middays.
What's up? It's Sports 56 Happy Hour.
A new spot on the FM dial. Check out Sports 56 on our new FM home at 98.5.
Professional painters know waiting between coats for trim, doors, and cabinets to dry is time out of your day and money out of your pocket. Bare Premium Cabinet and Trim Enamel from the Home Depot lets you finish faster. With excellent flow and leveling, it dries to the touch in 1 hour, and less dry time means less downtime. Bare Premium Cabinet and Trim Enamel, just $39.98 a gallon, and that's before the Pro Extra discount. Only at the Home Depot. How doers get more done. Available in-store and online.
Fox Tonight. Take some crazy talented masked singers.
Incredible!
Add in some lying singers.
They're trying to fool us.
And you've got America's biggest night of television. First on
The Masked Singer.
Everyone's mask is spinning when an unplanned masked superstar shows up.
We are in the presence of greatness.
Then, on I Can See Your Voice, guest detective Donny Osmond performs a duet that will shock America.
Is this happening?
Fox Tonight.
Progressive presents The Sounds of the Old World.
The year is 2019, and someone is waiting for the previews to start in a movie theater.
Hey, you want anything? Popcorn? Soda? No, nothing?
This has been The Sounds of the Old World.
Brought to you by Progressive, where drivers can still switch and save like it's 2019.
Quote today at Progressive.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates.
I Buy Houses, 901-406-1101. That's 901-406-1101. I Buy Houses. I Buy Houses will buy a house in any area, in any condition, and yes, it's guaranteed to close in 5 days. If you need to sell your home quickly, call 901-406-1101. If you've been through a divorce, if you lost your job, if you're tired of renters, I Buy Houses can get you your money quickly. I Buy Houses will buy your home in Shelby County, DeSoto County, Memphis, Bartlett, South Haven, Horn Lake, Olive Branch, anywhere and everywhere in between in any condition. And yes, they're open 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. I Buy Houses, 901-406-1101. That's 901-406-1101. Grab that pen, 901-406-1101. I Buy Houses.
Got something you want to get off your chest?
You better have a backup plan.
Want to join the conversation?
Someone needs to tell him he has to grow up.
Join us on the First Bank phone lines at 360-8255 or the First Bank text line at 67129.
At Jason's Deli, you can stuff yourself full of great deli food that's healthy, fresh, and best of all, it's not expensive. Jason's Deli is all about choice. Whether you're looking for a gluten-free menu, vegetarian sandwiches, healthy kids' meals, or if you'd like to invent your sandwich via the build-your-own selections, Jason's Deli has you covered. And they only use fresh, wholesome ingredients. Choose from the club and specialty sandwiches, paninis, wraps, soups, salads, pastas, and much more. I love the cleanliness in the restaurant, the hospitality, and of course the cost. They have a huge salad bar and great soups, including Southwest chicken chili, fire-roasted tortilla, organic vegetable, tomato basil, and many, many more. And if you're planning an event, their catering department is fantastic and can handle any size party. Go check out Jason's Deli's 4 locations. On Ridgeway in the Park Place Center, that's my favorite, on Germantown Parkway in Cordova, at Poplar and Highland, and on Goodman Road in Olive Branch.
Now back to Johnny Radio's Happy Hour.
Kick it over here. Kick it.
On Sports 56 and 87.7 FM. Here's your host, John Harden.
Gold and shackles, ball and chain. Listen to the whistle of the evening train.
By the way, you know how good that we're coming back to a little Grateful Dead? Do you remember the Deadlights? Oh, yeah, I'm sure you remember them. You know what you remember? Probably a lot of LSD and peyote and mushrooms and weed and alcohol and crazy stuff. Well, guess what? I don't think the Dead, if they were alive, would ever leave Oregon. Why is that? Because last night, you know, we had some votes. I told you about the legalized sports gambling, didn't I? Well, something I never thought I would see in the United States, and it is kind of shocking even to me. And I will tell you one thing. I think property value in Arkansas is going to go down because so many people I know have already texted me, I'm moving to Oregon, bro. We're going to go and open up a lab. And I'm like, what? For what? Like, what lab are you open? Oh, don't worry about that, buddy. Oregon basically decriminalized and legalized everything in the world. And yes, we are going to talk about it in just a second. 67129, hit me up with what you think about that. Before we go to Hardwood, remember this. 901-406-1101. Give my buddy Bill at iBuyHouses a call. 901-406-1101. That's 901-406-1101. It's any house, any area, as is, as simple as that. All you got to do is call the number. 5 days, you get your check. Bing, bang, boom, it's done. If your house has been on the market, why? If you got a house and you're renting it out and they're not paying rent, sell that bad boy. 901-406-1101. Give my buddy Bill a call at iBuyHouses. He will take care of you. I promise that. Let's go to Hardwood.
This is Access Hardwood.
So, Mr. Gabe Kuhn, how much longer do I have you as my producer?
What do you mean?
Are you moving?
No, I'm not. I'm staying put, man.
Good man.
I am staying put. But yes, you did mention Oregon. First U.S. state to decriminalize possession of literally all drugs. And this includes, yes, cocaine, heroin, meth. It's decriminalized for the personal use. Obviously, if you're selling, you're still getting a felony.
It says small amounts of heroin, cocaine, mushrooms, LSD will be tolerated for individuals.
Can I ask you this?
But here's the question I got you. What is a small amount? Like, that is a very subjective question.
Is there a fair amount of like
I need a weight.
Yeah, seriously.
Like, I don't want to go to jail. Like, could you imagine in a place that's legal, they're like, oh, you're a tenth over. Sorry,
and, like,
buddy.
I guess the thought process for, like, this law is like, oh, we need to help these people if they're using it for the personal use and not put them into jail. But in certain situations, you probably need to put these people into jail. I will say this. How did I not hear about this until last night? Like, how did I not know this was on the ballot in Oregon? Like, this should have been...
I think because Twitter.
You think the news cycle's getting taken over by other things or what?
Yes, I do, but I also think this is something very serious when I say this. You would have known if you were paying attention to Twitter, but Twitter is not as cool as it used to be since they've made the change, and I think it's annoying, and you don't check Twitter as much. Because I know I would have found out about this earlier on Twitter. Because
no one. The first I heard of it was when it was already a done deal.
Man,
like that's what amazes me.
Yes, that is true.
So yeah, if you guys are into that type of thing, I guess Oregon's your place.
It looks like. Can I tell you a secret? Do you know that that's going to become the vacation capital of the world?
So according to a texter, it's actually a model utilized by European countries, and the
Portugal.
data, and supposedly the data shows that the mass decriminalization leads to lower lifetime usage rate for people under the age of 14 and 14 plus.
By the way, I got the stuff right here. I was going to bring this up. So think about it. In Amsterdam in 1980, they had places where addicts could go do whatever. Sex isn't open there with the red light district, of course. And since they did that, the crime rate dropped to almost insignificant. And by the way, they stopped incarcerating people so you didn't have to pay for people to go to jail. They opened up more rehabilitation centers. They opened up more education centers to teach people about health instead of doing drugs. And guess what? They have one of the lowest drug issues in the world. Most people are actually from probably the United States and fly over to Amsterdam to go get high. It is interesting. Now they're going to be flying to Oregon. Also, they said that Oregon says they're going to take millions of dollars that they put to incarcerate these individuals who get busted for drugs, and they are going to do the same thing, put them into education, into rehabilitation centers, so those who need help can actually go out there and get it. It is kind of interesting. And again, this has been done in Portugal, Poland, Amsterdam. It is a European model, and I think I've had somebody on Twitter say this, but again, I don't know because I didn't look it up. But they say that Germany doesn't have it on the books, but it's kind of like we don't look or pay attention.
Don't ask, don't tell thing.
Yeah, like, you know what? We just shut up, man.
It's like that in a lot of countries, isn't it?
Now, I do have one guy that I'm very shocked at that came on and says, bro, I just want you to legalize shrooms everywhere. That guy I follow on Twitter, he's pretty funny.
Take it easy, buddy. Well, you also told me it was legal in Amsterdam. They make shroom tea.
No. I'm being dead serious. You can't go to the Van Gogh
Museum.
So
what is the controlled substance in mushrooms?
Psilocybin.
Psilocybin.
Yeah, psilocybin,
that sounds right.
whatever.
Okay.
Man, let me look
How
it
is
up,
that not a controlled substance? And
PS.
you threw me off with that the other day. The fact that they sell that legally.
Oh, it's great, but you have to go to like the Uma.
No, it's
you have to
great.
go to the Uma Guma Cafe. It's kind of a pink.
So it's not
Floyd
legal.
base.
So is-
No. It's not in like the Grasshopper Cafe was very sophisticated. Like everybody, like on your table, they had a teepee. You had the little filters and the papers, and everybody was drinking their coffee and they were smoking their weed. So it was like a sophisticated bar. There's another bar I went into. It was like basically it had a bunch of Jim Morrison playing, and it was selling liquor. Down in the basement, because in the front you always had to be a coffee shop back then. You go down to the basement, you can get your hard liquor, and it was like pool tables and people smoking dope and all that stuff, and it was different. The Uma Guma Cafe, the front, the bottom floor, tea shop. Above it was a complete, all they did was play Pink Floyd, and everybody up there was tripping, and they had black lights everywhere and all kinds of weird stuff, but I did it because I wanted to go see Van Gogh. Because, you know, I'm
That's
cultured.
interesting, though. That is very interesting.
Yeah. Oh, it's psilocybin. It is psilocybin. Psilocybin, whatever.
Yeah.
I say DJ Ukulele, you can say psilocybin.
So, do we talk about another?
Oh, yeah, there's other things. Hey, by the way, did y'all vote yesterday?
I voted. I voted a while ago, though. I told you about that,
Could you
right?
imagine voting for somebody that died? Did you know that happened yesterday?
Yeah, I did. That's what I was going to bring up.
Okay, well, I want to let you take this one over.
There's a North Dakota legislature candidate who died of, get this, COVID-19.
Dude, how is that possible?
Who literally, and obviously rest in peace, prayers out to his family. He got elected to the state legislature yesterday in North Dakota.
Yes.
And he died in October.
Is that kind of like going out on top?
He didn't get to know if he won when he was alive.
He had to have at least a feeling.
I don't know how that happens. That's what I don't get. It's like, because there was other people. You know what the crazy thing is? There were other people running against him. It's not like he was literally running by himself, but he was a Republican candidate, David Andal. He was 55 years old when he passed, and I can't imagine.
He remained on the ballot, by the way.
That's what I'm saying. The people that voted for him, how did they not know that he passed?
Because you know what, somebody told.
And why was he still on the ballot? Yeah, why was he still on the ballot?
If he was on the ballot, if he's on the ballot, you have to think that these are dirty politics, right? Like, you're trying to tell me my guy's not even alive anymore. These people are crazy. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm guessing. Is that a good answer?
No, I just don't. I don't get how this happens, because clearly now you're gonna have to go. Do you have to have another election, or you just give it to the runner-up, right? Or how does that work? I don't know how North Dakota state law works, but you can't have a vacant seat with like a deceased person in it.
By the way, do you know what he was also running on?
What?
The dangers of COVID-19. At least he got his point across. Let's just be real. Like, how many people can go out there and he's a martyr now? I mean, I don't know. I'm trying to be positive. It's Johnny Radio's happy hour.
Yeah, I know, but it's just
rest in peace,
I find this insane, though. How do you vote a guy who was deceased into office?
Like, I don't know. Do they take taxes when you're dead?
Like, did they have a press release about it? Like, hey, this guy died. You can't vote for him anymore.
Maybe they don't have TV in the Dakotas.
Hey, you might be on to something. I've never been there.
I've never met anybody who's actually been there, I don't think.
Do you know anybody from the Dakotas?
Hadn't Mike Miller, he's been there. Wasn't he
I'm
from
sure,
there?
Yeah.
I can't remember.
Maybe.
That's about it, maybe.
Well, let me check.
Check it out. I think he's from the Dakotas.
Let's see.
I can't remember. I know he's from somewhere like in the middle of nowhere. That's horrible.
He's from Mitchell, South Dakota.
Don't play no games with your boy Johnny.
But I don't know if I've ever met anyone from North Dakota.
I know a Dakota Fanning.
It's not the same thing.
Yeah,
man.
you're right.
Unless she's from North Dakota.
I don't think
you probably have a point.
I really don't think she is if she's in like Hollywood. Like, do you think there's anybody who's ever come from the Dakotas in Hollywood? Like, that's kind of right. Like, it'd be hard to get your start in the Dakotas. Yo, who's been watching you? I had a comedy in front of a couple of ranchers, a couple cows and horses the other day. They really
I did a live show in front of the Bismarck Amphitheater.
Hey, they got good football. That's it.
Wait, North Dakota State.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that's all. I mean, it's good football, but it's
Division
the second
2.
level.
Yeah, I mean, but you know what? If you're
One
gonna
double
be,
A, get it right. Get it right. Come on.
Yeah, one double A. Hey, if you're gonna be
It ain't
good at,
two.
Hey, if you want to be good at something, take over one double A. You're North Dakota. You ain't got.
They're gonna have
else.
a first round quarterback this year too.
And you know who else came out of there? That loser for Eagles, who's taking a whole lot of money from Philadelphia.
They had Carson Wentz, and then Easton Stick was their quarterback after
this
that.
year,
Chargers.
by the way,
and then now Trey Lance.
Trey Lance. People like Trey Lance.
People love
listen,
the North Dakota State quarterbacks. Where do they keep finding them from? Or do they just have like a quarterback guru?
They must have a quarterback guru there because you don't get that.
Well, they run the ball a lot, though. They do pro-style stuff.
They do pro-style stuff.
Maybe that's why. That's probably why.
Keeps them healthy. I don't know.
Well, it lends itself to the
National Football League. Yeah, it does. And you learn some stuff, but it is kind of interesting to bring that up. Now, a lot of stuff has been going on in the world, and I know we didn't talk a whole lot of sports here in Hardwood so far, but before I get to my next thing, Gabe, do you have a sports-related story?
To be honest with you, no, I don't.
I have one.
I want to hear it.
It's just about Antonio Brown since everybody's talking about him. Did you hear how sweet it was when he opened up about his bromance with Tom Brady? Because I want to tell you something. I just want to find out what Derek Jeter's address. Let's get a card. Let's get a big old heart, and let's send it for Antonio Brown and Tom Brady because he's come out and said that, you know, they are helping each other on the field and off the field. You know, Tom's his boy. You got to understand. Nobody's come out there and put their neck out for me like Tom Brady. Nothing that I've done in the past matters. He's always getting better, day in and day out. And I just learn a lot from him. Now he trains me. And you know what? I'm taking care of myself professionally. His discipline, his work ethic, his approach is rubbing off on me. He's been a great guy in my corner and one of my closest friends. Whoa, that's some serious praise. That was verbatim Antonio Brown.
Well, let's be real. Tom Brady seems to be rubbing off on the rest of the team, too. They're playing well. That Buccaneers team is probably one of the best teams in the NFC, if not the best team in the NFC.
If we kick the Jets out of the league, would we actually say that his former team is down there with the Cowboys? I'm talking about the Patriots. They're pretty bad. They only got, what, 2
They ain't
wins?
with the Cowboys,
Hold on.
though. Come on, don't put them in the Cowboys list.
Okay, I'm not going to put them in the Cowboys, but, okay, they're barely better than the Jets. Okay, they owned that AFC East to they're looking up at Miami and Buffalo and saying, how did we get down here? How did they get on top? Did they pull some super crazy move or what? But anyway, I will tell you one thing. I think Bill Belichick, they got tons of assets. They got nothing on that team, tons of money. Do you think in 3 years Bill Belichick is back, or do you think he's out of the league?
Better get you a QB. That's all I can say. I don't know. I don't want to make a call on that. I feel like that's one that would be held against me. Because if I say he'll be out of the league and then he comes back and wins a Super Bowl, I'll look pretty stupid, won't I?
All right, I got to tell you something crazy. And I blame this on Eli and Greg today because do you know what they do when they go out? It's all going to pot, whether you like it or not. The best I can tell, the world's gone to hell and we're all going to miss it a lot. And for some reason, I started thinking about marijuana. And then I look for these comments about marijuana. And do you know who my favorite fighter is? Israel Adesanya. You know who he is. Do you know what he just came out and said today?
What'd he say?
His doctor came out and said he's got to quit smoking pot. If he wants to stay on top of his game, he smokes entirely too much marijuana, and it's going to affect his lungs. Did you know that Israel Adesanya is a pot smoker?
Know what I learned more than anything? His doctor's a snitch. That's what I learned. Golly. Buddy, keep it to yourself. My God. I didn't know you're just telling everybody that he's smoking pot. Like, I didn't know is that what we're doing now?
That's pretty much what he did. It's the UFC doctor Ariel Helwani came out on his show this week and said, "Look,
Ariel Helwani, he's not a doctor.
Oh no,
he's a reporter.
I'm sorry.
He had the doctor on his show.
The UFC doctor was on Ariel Helwani's MMA show. And now that my dyslexic self read it.
There we go.
The doctor said that Adesanya is the best fighter, but if he doesn't start living a healthier life, somebody will get him. He, since I've checked him out, is smoking way too much weed.
How about this? Do not tell that doctor a secret ever again. My God. What is his deal? I haven't heard about Israel Adesanya failing a drug test to this point. You're just airing the fact that he smokes pot on a random podcast. But on a random podcast, you just let it be known. Like,
in all honesty, I didn't know that they didn't test for marijuana.
But I still don't get why. What? My God, why would he just say that?
By the way, can I tell you something? Adesanya came out and explained that he likes smoking weed. It calms him down. It's not a sedative. It's not an opioid. It's not a narcotic. I'm not stopping. The doctor can say what he wants. I'm just going to slow down a little bit, maybe.
And by the way, speaking of Israel Adesanya, did you know he has a scheduled fight? I don't know if it's actually the date is set.
No, I did not know.
He's fighting for the light heavyweight title. Jan Blachowicz.
Whoa.
So he's moving up a weight class. But either way, again, I can't emphasize this enough.
By the way, do you want the doctor?
Would you tell that doctor a secret ever again?
No, I don't. But can I tell you my favorite thing that the doctor said? Because this is what I wanted to end Hardwood on. The doctor said to Israel Adesanya, "Stop smoking that, son. It's the devil's lettuce." We'll be back in 2 shakes. Whatever you do, if you don't want the devil's lettuce, go grab you a bottle of Tito's tonight. Made in the US of A, 80 proof, smooth, and the top 10 best bottles of liquor on planet Earth, and the best bang for your buck. Grab you a bottle tonight. Tito's! It is the choice for cocktails. This is Sports 56, 98.5, 96.1 FM.
Spend your lunch with Greg Gaston and Eli Savoy on Sports 56 Middays.
Lunchy munchy.
Weekdays from 10 till 1 on Sports 56, 98.5, and 96.1.
Hi, this is Troy Fiveash, owner of Fiveash Roof Services. You've heard me talk about how we offer the best products, the best warranties, and the best services for years. Now let's talk about pricing. Pricing should never be the only reason you hire a contractor, but in today's world, pricing is always a consideration. So we suggest you get 2 or 3 estimates for your roof replacement from a reputable, licensed, and insured company, and then give us a call. If we can't beat your best price for a comparable roof system by more than $100, we'll give you $100. It's that simple. We are so sure we can offer you the best price, beating all other qualified companies, we will hand you $100 if we can't, and thank you for the opportunity. So give us a call. What's the worst thing that's going to happen? Make $100? Fiveash Roof Services, a proud supporter of Tiger Athletics and the official roofer of the Tigers home team. Fiveash Roof Services, fair, honest, and ethical. 367-0050 or memphisroofer.com.
Fiveash Roofing, it's what we do. We're here for you.
Upgrade your commute at Acura of Memphis. Seize the thrill and test drive one of our award-winning models, each packed with cutting-edge technology, luxurious amenities, and a driving experience that's sure to awaken your inner self. Driving shouldn't be a chore, it should be an adventure. Advance your drive today, shop our aggressive lease and finance options now, luxury is waiting at Acura of Memphis, or shop online 24/7, visit AcuraofMemphis.com.
Good news. Southland Casino is now back open. That's right. The most spacious casino floor in the Mid-South is ready to welcome you back to the action with live blackjack, roulette, craps, and all your favorite slots. The action kicks off every day at 9 a.m. and rolls all the way till 5 o'clock the next morning. So what are you waiting for? Go ahead and make the short drive to Southland. We're ready for you. Must be 21 plus. Play responsibly. For help quitting, call 800-522-4700.
Golfers, are you looking to play like a pro without traveling the world? Just come to Golf & Games Family Park, 5484 Summer Avenue. Golf & Games has the Top Tracer range system. Top Tracer gathers all your golfing data, distance, carry, ball speed, and more. Or choose a virtual course like Pebble Beach, St. Andrews, and Spyglass. Bring your friends and family to transform and enhance the range experience for golfers and non-golfers alike. Plus, it's fun. Top Tracer range at Golf & Games, 5484 Summer Avenue. Play like a pro.
I hired Nuptial Num Nums to cater my wedding, and it was a disaster. Everyone was raving about the food instead of my dress.
No matter how hard you work for your small business, online reviewers will find something to complain about.
They're like, oh, Veronica, the lamb chops. Did the lamb chops fly you out to Cancun?
And while Progressive can't save you from these trolls, we can help you save money on commercial auto and business insurance.
I will not be hiring them for my next wedding.
Get a quote online today at progressivecommercial.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company, affiliated and third-party insurers.
Now back to Johnny Radio's Happy Hour.
Let's go!
On Sports 56 and 87.7 FM. Here's your host, John Harden.
scale the grand old face of the plateau. Some belong to strangers and some to folks you know. Holy ghosts and talk show hosts are planted in the sand to beautify the foothills, shake the many hands. There's nothing on the top but a bucket and a mop and an illustrated book about birds. You see a lot up there, but don't be scared. Who needs Jackson when you got words?
Welcome back into Little Sports 56 Happy Hour. Your good buddy Johnny Radio, Gabe Kuhn. Follow me at Johnny_Radio. Follow Gabe at G_Kuhn71. And don't forget Sports 56 WHBQ. We're on Twitter, Facebook, YouTube, Periscope, and Instagram. And, of course, 49ers. Kendrick Bourne, Jason Bourne's son, I'm guessing. He tested positive for COVID-19. He plays for the 49ers. They shut down their facility. But guess what? Packers 49ers is still on for tomorrow night. You can hear all the action on Sports 56, 98.5, and 96.1 FM. Now, we have some weird stuff going on in the world. It is a beautiful November. It's not even cold. I'm in shorts. That's weird. It's November 4th. Ralph Macchio is 59. That's really weird. Matthew McConaughey is 51. That's really weird. And Russell Copeland's 21. Now, happy birthday to all of them. But I also do have to say, Gabe Kuhn made a great point. Bro, did that doctor just break his Hippocratic oath? Like, he came out and just called out Adesanya and saying he'd be the greatest fighter if he'd put down the devil's lettuce. I don't know if I would want somebody telling
How
on
does
me.
that work? I still need an answer
Like,
on that.
where's John Jones's doctor? Hey, he'd be pretty good if he'd get off the yay. Like, what's going on?
I mean, clearly that doctor, there's no way he was supposed to divulge that information openly.
You think?
Like,
probably not.
You think Israel Adesanya could sue him?
I'll tell you one thing. If Israel Adesanya does come to Memphis, I know where to take him. If he's got the munchies, Central Barbecue is the best place in the world to go. You know why? Because they got ribs, shoulder, nachos. If Adesanya wants to be healthy, get that smoked turkey. It's the real deal Holyfield turkey. Smoke is their sauce. Oh, my goodness, it's delicious. Also, their smoked chicken. Ow! It's out of control. If you don't want to be healthy and you want to get something that's just out of control delicious, banana pudding. Best in the world. I love you, Meemaw. You got the second best banana pudding in the world. Central Barbecue, I don't know what they do. It is out of this world. I used to eat it for breakfast every Saturday and Sunday, but I'm on a diet. I don't know if it's working anymore. I haven't lost a pound since October 17th. But I will tell you, I think I can lose some more weight if I go back to Central Barbecue, buy in the bulk, get some smoked chicken and smoked turkey. Maybe it'll start working for me. But I'll tell you one thing, no matter what you're craving, if you want a taste of Memphis and some pulled shoulder or some ribs, Central Barbecue. If you want to eat healthy, go with Central Barbecue and their chicken or their turkey. If you want some good turnip greens, they got them. If you want some delicious dessert, don't forget the banana pudding. But know this, there's 4 great locations, downtown, Central, and Summer, and the new bad boy on Poplar. Check them out. And if you ever want to ship barbecue anywhere in the U.S. of A., go to eatcbq.com. That's eatcbq.com. They'll ship it anywhere in the world. And plus, check them out for catering, or if you want to have a party, they got great locations for that as well. Central Barbecue, smoke is their sauce, and they're simply the best. Now, before I say goodbye, I want to remind you, what was it, about 1:15, 1:20, we talked about the Maction? Tonight, it is Maction. It's happening, 5 o'clock. 5 o'clock Central Time, people. Not 5 o'clock anywhere else. Right here in Memphis, where you're listening. Eastern Michigan, Kent State. Western Michigan, Akron. Buffalo, Northern Illinois at 6. Ohio, Central Michigan, also at 6. Ball State, Miami, 6 o'clock. And Bowling Green in Toledo. Also play tonight. That one's at 7 p.m. We got Maction rocking all night long. Strong as can be. I like Miami of Ohio. Right now, for some reason, they're only laying 1. It's gone down a point. I think they waxed Ball State. They're the real deal Holyfield. And then what did I tell you? Ohio. They're getting 3.5 points. They beat Central Michigan outright. Wrong team favored. Do me a favor, everybody. Don't touch that dial. Willow and Stats are coming up next. But it is time for me to say goodbye. For Gabe, I'm John. Get out there, make this world a better place. Grab you a bottle of Tito's tonight and make it right. Remember, they're made in the US of A. We'll see y'all on the flip side. Peace!